show you something here from Benny Hinn. Guy rushes the stage, calls him out, and then basically gets beat up for calling out Benny Hinn and exposing him as a false prophet. Let's take a look.
God's people said, Amen. You may be seated.
Benny Hinn is a false prophet.
Enough is enough, brother. Enough is enough.
Hey,
enough is enough.
No, I'm peaceful. I'm peaceful. You're
Yeah.
He's abusing the word of God, somebody. Hey, no problem.
Help the dear man out. It's all right. No problem. It's all right, brother. Calm down.
While I was getting the George Floyd treatment, fighting for each breath, my cameraman ran for his life to avoid a similar fate.
So we're going to get into the scriptures. Can we do that now?
Only to get captured and beaten with his own camera.
I was hit twice. I was hit twice with a golf cart, assaulted by a person here. Then he tackled me and threw me into the middle of a active road. And after that, they kept beating my head. And then they grabbed my camera and they were trying to delete the footage.
How is this even real? How is this not AI? I'm sorry. I mean, it's sad that they got beat up and manhandled like that and all that. Although, obviously, I think that this is not the way to go about exposing somebody as a snake oil salesman and a false prophet. Although maybe this is better than doing nothing. I don't know. But I guess I understand if he's on private property, they have a right to remove him. But it seems like they went a little too far with the aggression and manhandling. And it's not very much in keeping with the message that Benny Hinn preaches about God and love and forgiveness and mercy and all that. They weren't very loving, forgiving, and merciful to this guy. But I'm sorry. I mean, there's some parts that are, okay, this is sad, that's wrong. But at the same time, this is really funny. Like, I can't believe this actually happened. How is this not AI? How is this real? I gotta see it again. Did you hear Benny Hinn's reaction as soon as the guy came up? Watch it again.
God's people said, Amen. You may be seated.
Benny Hinn is a false prophet.
What did he say? And then he said something I can't hear. What? Don't stop what? I can't make out what he says.
Enough is enough, brother. Enough is enough. Enough is enough.
No, I'm peaceful. I'm peaceful.
He says, I'm peaceful. I'm peaceful. You're a snake oil salesman.
Yeah.
The guy said, you're about to break my neck. And then he's tackled to the ground.
He's abusing the word of God for money.
He's abusing the word of God for money. Then he tells the guy, hey, don't punch me.
Help the dear man out. It's all right. Nope.
Everybody in the congregation is like, wait, what? By the way, all of you people in this congregation, shame on every one of you for promoting and supporting the snake oil salesman. The guy's right. Benny Hinn is a fraud and has been exposed as one for years. And shame on all these people here for actually giving Benny Hinn an ability to continue to abuse this ministry. It's because of people like this right here.
It's all right, brother. Calm down.
While I was getting the George Floyd treatment, fighting for each breath, my cameraman ran for his life to avoid a similar fate.
So we're going to get into
I was wondering how we got that camera angle, so that explains it.
the scriptures. Can we do that now?
Only to get captured and beaten with his own camera.
I was hit twice. I was hit twice with a golf cart, assaulted by a person here. Then he tackled me and
Look at the guy in the background. Did you see him?
assaulted by a person here. Then he tackled me and threw me into the middle of a active road.
A what? A reactive road?
Me and threw me into the middle of a active road. And after that, they kept beating my head. And then they grabbed my camera and they were trying to delete the footage.
How is this real? As soon as I saw this video, I just thought there is no way. Like, this has to be AI, but it's not. I can't. I wasn't able to verify that this is a spoof or a skit or a hoax or something. And why would Benny Hinn allow that kind of a skit that suggests that he's a snake oil salesman and all that? I don't know. Hinn can't pull bigger crowds anymore. I was thinking the exact same thing, because if you look here, that is a very small crowd, especially for someone like Benny Hinn, who used to do, you know, these massive crusades. Maybe he still does that. I think in Africa he might have a larger following, but certainly not in America. It seems like many in America have already figured out the guy is a charlatan. Paul says Benny Hinn video reminds me of Benny Hill episode endings. Yeah, you're not the first to make that connection. I'm actually surprised that Hinn is speaking to crowds that small. He used to have a bigger platform or crowd, Kelly says. Yeah, again, maybe it's kind of a US thing, where it's smaller. From what I thought I saw him saying not too long ago, he has a pretty large following in Africa, where charismaticism and all that is growing very significantly. Okay. Maybe he is visiting someplace and that's just their congregation. Sure, yeah, I don't doubt that he's visiting that place, but it is a pretty small place, and I didn't know that he would take speaking engagements with such a small congregation. I would have figured he would have said, no, it needs to be a bigger arena, it needs to be a bigger place where more people can come, kind of thing. I'm a little surprised he took this speaking engagement with such a small crowd compared to what he has done previously. Maybe people are, again, picking up on him being a charlatan. I don't know how you haven't by now, but then again, Peter Popoff actually made a comeback, and people kind of ignored that whole deal and how he was exposed. And so I guess a sucker is born every minute, right? P.T. Barnum. All right. Anyways, that's going to do it for today. Y'all hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, and consider supporting me on Patreon. If you enjoy the content from this channel, patreon.com/Reason and Theology. Shell says, please pray for my wife. She committed the mortal sin of refreezing defrosted meat. I'm guilty of that as well. See you later. God bless.
Hey, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the content. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button, the like button, and if you want to support the channel, visit patreon.com/Reason and Theology.